Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
To our
Hi.
Facebook Live. Hi, everyone. Let me just do this quick.
This is awesome. Hi, guys. How's it?
Now you can hear me. Still not? All right, let me try this.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I mean, I
Perfect.
can.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's just admit some people into the VIP room. All right. Oh, I think I know what I did. Okay. All right. Hey, guys, let's just do a little bit of a quick check-in. We've got a couple of people joining us on Facebook Live. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. And we also are broadcasting live in the VIP room with a couple of people in Zoom. So I'm just making sure that everyone is mute. Perfect. Mute. Great. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so before we begin, we just want to do a quick check-in. You know, why check-ins are always really super important is because you want to really ground yourself. You want to ground yourself in what it is that you're wanting, what it is that you're wanting to experience. And what I want to do is I want to start us off with a quote. Whilst we're waiting for people to join us, the quote that we're looking at is today, life is your mirror. What you see as you're outside always comes from your inside. So I'd like to hear from you guys in the chat or in the comment section. Like, what does that mean for you? Like, when you read that quote, what do you think? Life is a mirror, and it only reflects on the outside that which is in your inside. Tell me a little bit about what that means to you in the chat or in the Facebook group. Okay, guys, one thing that you need to know about me, a lot of you who've been working with me for a long time, you know that I'm 100% authentic. And one of the things we're going to be doing in this 5-day challenge is I'm going to be expressing a different side to myself that maybe you don't know. I'm full on authentic. Okay. So what I'm doing, I can't listen. I hope you can hear now. Alta, can you hear now? What I'm doing is I'm trying something new. I'm on Zoom on my phone, right? So my phone is broadcasting Zoom and we're going live into Facebook. And I'm asking you guys to comment on Zoom. And I'm also looking at the Facebook Live group to see what their comments are. So I'm doing a little bit of both. We're going to see how that works. We're going to be having some fun together over the next 5 days. A great question one of you guys asked me was like, oh, Connie, I love this. Confidence on camera. You're doing this great challenge. But what is the challenge? And I said, well, isn't the challenge for you to speak with confidence on camera? Isn't that enough? And she's like, no, I want more. I said, okay, fine. We're going to do more. So the challenge is that what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually, at the end of the 5 days, I'm going to give you an opportunity to actually implement a strategy. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be implementing either an online course, or you're going to be implementing a Facebook Live strategy, or maybe you're going to be implementing, something that you're wanting to be doing on camera. Some of you have said to me, oh, I'm really bad at Zoom. Like, I find them really boring. I'm not really engaging. So what we want to be doing is we want to have an end goal in mind, what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So, guys, what's really important for me is I'd love to know where you're at. So what do I mean by that? I want to know, what is your intention for this for these 5 days. Like, why are you here? You're here because you want to spend some time with me. Thank you. That's awesome. I want to spend some time with you too. That's awesome. We can bring our wine if you want. I've got my my water today. Helena, don't worry, I've got water, not wine. Zoe's like, yeah, I'm gonna get my glass of wine. I'm coming back. But why are you here? Because what we know from Joe Dispenza is we really need to have a clear vision of what it is that we're wanting. If it's just to have fun, that's awesome. You know, full disclosure, let me just let in some of these guys. They're like, let me in, Connie, let me in. Some of the people here, let me admit all. Okay, perfect. They're all muted. I love you guys, but I'm muting you during this 5-day challenge. You guys are going to come in after we finish with Facebook Live. So what was I saying? Drinking, alcohol, the mirror. Oh yes, why are you here? So why is it that you are here? What is your intention? Hit me up with some comments in the comments. Tell me a little bit about, you know, why you're here in terms of, you know, for me, why am I here? I'm doing this because I'm trying to see how I can add more value around this idea of confidence on camera. And I also love being on camera. Yes, I do get nervous, but for me, I heard recently from one of my business coaches, he was talking about how it's so important for us that when we're doing something, it's not just about business. It's about really reconnecting with what brings you fun, what connects you with fun, what connects you with who you are. And you guys know, I've been really struggling during this COVID thing because I haven't been able to hug people. I haven't been able to, you know, be in front of people, do live events. There's been an expression of me that I haven't been able to express. It's this chakra here, right? The throat chakra. This is what we're going to be connecting with during these 5 days, is really looking at what that expression is. Now, yes, you might be scared to be on camera. You might have some fears and you want to know, Connie, this is my intention. I want to know how to get rid of my fears. Full disclosure, we can't get rid of our fears. What we'll do is we'll look at how to manage them, some strategies. We'll learn about how actually our fears are our gifts. Write that down. Your fear is your gift. To really teach you about, okay, so where are you not standing in your power? Where are you not, like one of you amazing people shared with me today, where are you not expressing your true voice? Your true potential. Yeah. and that's really, it's really important for us to reconnect with that. So one of the things I'd love to share with you is not only about, you know, some how to use your mannerisms. Of course, remember, I always say 10% is the technique. Because here's the challenge. The challenge is, are you ready for it? The challenge is going to be for you to go live in Facebook every day. In this Facebook group where we're going live now. I had this amazing conversation with one of my collaborators the other day. She was speaking to me and she said to me, Connie, did you hear what I said? And I said, of course I was listening to what you said. And she repeated it. And I was like, no, I didn't hear what you said. Because my unconscious mind didn't want to hear it. It was the strangest thing because it was something about, I don't know, something I needed to do. And my unconscious mind didn't hear it. So I'm going to repeat the challenge because maybe your unconscious mind didn't want to hear that you're going to go live in Facebook every day. Did you hear that, guys? Can I have a thumbs up? Can I have some love? If you're watching in the Facebook Live, I'd like you guys to participate as well because I'm looking at you. I can hear, but I don't feel I am in. Okay. So I'm just looking at some comments here. Guys, what's happened is that a lot of people have said to me, Connie, I want to implement. I don't want you to just do information, because that's what it was going to be originally. It was going to be me like this for 5 days. Blah, 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 blah. This is how you do it. Blah, 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 blah. This is how you do it. Like, oh, I want to implement. So we've divided it into 2 groups. So let me put a quick link in the Facebook, so Michelle, you can join. Dun, dun, dun. Copy. Okay. Paste. Okay, if you want to join us in the Zoom, you need to click on that link. Okay, so Connie, you are digressing, which is absolutely cool as well, because we're here to have some fun. So you're sharing with me why you're here. What are your intentions? We don't have any intentions in the Facebook group. Come on, guys, can we share? So I'm just going to go to my Zoomies. What did you say, Zoomies? Okay, let's see. The mood, thoughts, and feelings you are reflected as behaviors, people you attract, situations that are happening to you as a result of everything you're pursuing. Absolutely beautiful, Zoe. What we were doing in the beginning is I was talking about how everything, every situation and experience, life is a reflection. Life is a reflection of where you're standing in your power and where you're not, where you're fully expressing all aspects of you, not just the ones that you feel comfortable with, but the ones that you're ready to express. And I know that if you're watching this video, you're ready to stand on the center stage of your life. You're ready to stand on the center stage of whatever that looks like for you, in the expression of what it looks like for you. So thank you, Zoe, for sharing that. The mirror is there to improve your life. It's challenging. So guess what we're going to be doing today? I'm going to tell you now, we're going to be doing some mirror work. Ah, look, you can see my computer. That's pretty awesome. Ah, cool. We're going to be doing some mirror work. So you're going to need a mirror. If you don't have a mirror, you can use your phone, but I highly recommend like a big mirror. Take your phone to the bathroom if you want to, or like that full length mirror. You want to see all the aspects of you, because today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking really at what life is reflecting. And the camera, the motto for these 5 days is that, you know, I always say how your business is your daily spiritual practice. What we're going to do is we're going to be open to hearing what our soul wants us to learn over the next 5 days. And we're open to hearing. I love, that's a massive mirror. I'm seeing some massive mirrors coming out. We're open to hearing what our soul wants us to experience. Okay? And that's where we're at this week, is that is going to be our daily spiritual practice. When you're doing a Facebook Live in the Facebook group, all those reflections that come up for you, all of those thoughts are going to be your daily spiritual practice. You're going to be opening and asking your soul, all right, soul, what do I need to learn today? Because guys, very simply, one of the fastest ways to get over the fear of being on camera, do you guys know? Share in the comments. How do we get over our fear of being on camera? There's a few ways, but if you can read my mind, I'm asking for you to tell me the one that I'm thinking. Some of you are working on your intuition. Can you tell me what I'm thinking? Yes, just do it. To be on camera, do it, experience. You guys have got it. Exposure therapy. I just heard how that sounded, exposure therapy. Yeah, you're going to expose yourselves. Guys, I want you to expose yourself for the next 5 days. But like in a good way, right? Exposure therapy. Put yourself out there, because the more you do it, the less scary it becomes. As we know, the more you do something, the more familiar it becomes. If something is unfamiliar, it feels unconsciously unsafe. You know, so the invitation is for you to begin to understand that you will have the fear, but the fear will become less and less and less the more you do it. And remember, I'll share a couple of reasons why we feel fear. Can I have some love? Do you want to know why we experience fear? Okay, cool. Two people are saying yes, Connie. I'm gonna tell you then. By the way, I'm throughout this course, this is my teaching style. I like to do the by the way. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing some things with you, and then what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, by the way, this is the technique that I'm using. So I'll give you a secret that you maybe have already picked up on. If you've picked up on it before in my trainings, just say, yes, Connie, I've picked up on it before. I drink a lot of water, yes? Now I drink a lot of water. I drink a lot of water because one, it's a kind of like maybe a bit of a defense mechanism, because I want to ground myself each time I do it. I ground myself. It's a habit that I've created, but I originally created it because of two reasons. The first reason is when you drink something, when you're on stage or when you're on camera, or if you're in a meeting with someone and you're drinking a coffee, it makes them feel like they are engaged with you. It's a way to engage with them. It's like, we can have a drink together. That's why I'm always joking about having a glass of wine with you. Okay, I'm not really joking about having a glass of wine with you, because it's another way of being like, yeah, let's share a drink together. It's a way of involving. That's one of the things I'd like us to learn over the next 5 days. How do you engage with people? You know, a lot of people have said to me, Connie, I'm so over camera. I get it. I'm over Zoom meetings. I get it. Me too. Sometimes they're boring, which is why this training, yes, is going to be some facts, but it's also going to be some fun stuff, because I don't know about you, but you know, I want to learn, but I also want to have some fun. So the reason I'm drinking is because I want to be like, let's, you know, we're connected, have a drink with me. So it's a good strategy to engage with people. Another strategy, it's another way to pause. So I always drink when I've made a point. Great strategy to use is the pause. Because the unconscious mind, we do need time to reflect. And another strategy to use, a lot of people say from stage, they say, write this down. Write this down. Because it takes you from where you are and brings you back. And the pause also, whilst I'm on the pause, I love the pause. I used to do this when I was a teacher all the time. Some of you don't know, but I taught psychology for 10 years in the UK. And whenever I saw they weren't listening to me, I would either stop, and it's a very uncomfortable silence for you, but if they're not listening, unconsciously they're thinking, what just happened, right? And then they look at you, and then when I have everyone's attention, I start talking again. It's a little bit harder to gauge when you are on Zoom, but you can still do it. A good way is just to make sure that you're always looking at everyone. You're still looking into everyone's eyes. You're still speaking to them. A little bit more difficult, I understand that, but try and make a point of connecting with every person at least once. So what I do is sometimes, you know, I bring in people. I'm like, oh yeah, hi Michelle, it's really good. Alta, can you hear me now? Is that a little bit better? Linda, it's so good to see you. I've missed your beautiful energy. You know, it's good to have Abhishek here. I hope you're feeling better. You always try, depending on how big the group is, but if it's a meeting, like if it's a Zoom meeting, try and always bring in their names. Because come on, how many of you Now, let's be honest. How many of you have got other windows open on your computers? How many of you are checking your phone? It's okay, right? I don't mind because, you know, sometimes the mind goes, you get distracted. You're like, oh, no, this is boring. Or, oh, you're like, oh, what did I want to cook for dinner again after this meeting? It's okay. So we allow people that space in Zoom meetings and online trainings because they're going to be doing it. Okay. So let's get back to the point. The point is confidence on camera. Everyone has a different semantic meaning. Confidence on camera. Like, what is confidence? What does confidence mean to you? For me, it could be something completely different. For me, confidence on camera is, imagine feeling like you can be you on camera. One of the hesitations I've always had, about camera, magazines, TV, radio, any Facebook Lives, any type of place where I was positioning myself in front of people, one of the biggest hesitations I've always had, I felt a resistance whenever I felt I had to be somebody different. Some of you maybe are joining this challenge because you're thinking, oh, actually, Connie, you're going to be telling me all the different strategies on how to do a good Facebook, you know, how to be more confident. And yes, I'm going to give you guys some strategies. But really what's more important for me is that imagine if the camera becomes that expression of how you make a difference in the world. Imagine if you take all the masculine information I give you today and over the next 5 days, all the masculine information, if you decide you want to join the implementation challenge afterwards, you take all the masculine strategies and you balance them with the feminine, which is your voice, your truth, your expression, your way. It's not what you do that's important. It's, I see some of you mouthing, it's not what you do, it's how you make people feel. How do I want you to feel at the end of this video? One, I want you to feel that you've had fun. 2, I want you to feel a little bit challenged, a little bit uncomfortable from the task that we're going to do, the mirror work, as a way for you to get out of that comfort zone. Dr. Joe says that there's 2 ways that we can change. We can change in positive through awareness, or we can change when we're in the discomfort. And you're here because you want to change in the comfort, but we also need to experience a little bit of discomfort. You with me? So for me, that's confidence. Allowing myself to just be, I just want to be me. I'm so tired of feeling like I have to pretend. I'm not even wearing makeup, right? I look cool though. I like my jacket. This is just what I was wearing. I think I look nice. Do you guys think so? Do I look good? You know, we're still human. We're a spiritual being having a human experience, and we need to balance the 2. Which is why we're creating this Facebook group, so that when you do your Facebook Live, we can give you some positive affirmations, because it's nice to get a compliment. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, you know, thank you so much. Is it okay for me to be me? Yeah, thank you, guys. So we're balancing again the inner and the outer. It's okay. If you're not okay with where you are, how can you pull in what you want? Because you're always in resistance. Be okay with the level of confidence that you're at. Where are you at? 10 is massively confident. And by the way, I'm waiting for you to tell me what confidence means to you. What does confidence mean to you? And if 10 is massively confident, where are you? Before I started doing this Facebook Live, I think I was on like a 6. I don't know, like I was just feeling really scared, really anxious. I was in the should, like the perfectionism, like am I coming across as professional? But now I'm good. I'm on like a 7. Oh, that's awesome. Some of you guys are 7, 6s. Confidence means not having to wear a mask. I love that quote. Be what you want to be when you want to be without feeling sorry about it, without being apologetic. So one of the things I'm going to invite you guys to watch tonight is a video on YouTube by Abraham Hicks. And it talks about being okay. It's okay to be a 7. It's okay to be a 6.5. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to make a mistake. That's one of the things, is that we're moving into a new era. Maybe this is going to be my quote. The new era of authenticity on camera. I need to write that down. That's really good. New era of authenticity on camera. Because we used to think that in order to be good enough, we had to be perfect, right? The structure had to be perfect. I have to be clear. I have to look good. The lighting has to be perfect. Number one reason I don't do camera videos, lighting. I'm like, oh, the red, there's too much red, you know, or, oh, the lighting, whatever. I'm coming to you live from my phone. You know, you shouldn't have these black things here. You see the camera, if you're on your laptop, by the way, here's another tip. A laptop, the dimensions are a little bit bigger. On your camera, it's smaller. So depending on where, if you have a look at some of my YouTube videos, you'll see that they're very small in dimension. And if you're doing professional videos, use your laptops. It's just a little bit better. But I think my camera on my phone has a better lighting. So I use the lighting on my camera because I think I look better in it. Okay. So today we're going to begin our journey of becoming aware of what those limitations are, what it is that makes you uncomfortable about being on camera, what it is that you don't like about it. Maybe you know already. Share in the chat for me, sharing in the comments, like what it is that you don't like about being on camera, being judged. And now this is an interesting thing, is one of the reasons why we have fear of being on camera is because we have the fear of being judged. But even more deeply than that, one of the things we will always experience when there is an unfamiliar setting, we experience physiologically flight or fright, okay? Because we don't know what the perceived threat is. If you can wrap your head around this, the perceived, you think that being on camera, there is an unconscious threat, right? What is that threat? I'm going to be judged. Okay, so what's underneath that? Judged for what? Oh, I'm not an expert, or judged for not being pretty enough, not clear enough. My accent is not good enough. Oh gosh, what are all the criticisms that we have? I'm going to too much. People are going to get bored. People are not going to like what I'm telling them. So there's a fear. You know, you do your Facebook Live and you see the numbers go up and then the numbers go down. And you're like, oh, I'm wrong. I'm not, what's wrong with me? It's my fault. I'm doing something wrong, right? So what is the perceived threat? Because when you're aware of what the perceived threat is, because all of our perceived threats are different, because we've had different experiences, right? Your perceived threat actually is the gift of showing you where was the moment of disconnect when you were growing up, when you felt unsafe. That's what it's actually reflecting. Because if somebody judges you and you're exposing yourself, no one wants to feel that pain. So we're going to become familiar with what those pains are so that we can begin to heal them, understand what the gift is, so that we can shift it into a space where we understand that the camera is just a space to contribute. The camera is just a space to grow. That's it. Why are you doing a Facebook Live? Because you want to grow and you want to contribute. Why do you want to do an online course? You want to grow. You want to learn new skills. You want to, I love planning for my courses because I'm always growing. I'm always looking at what did I do well? What didn't I do well? And it's fun for me to see it from that space. How can I, instead of what did I do wrong today, I ask, what can I do next, which is tomorrow? What can I do tomorrow that's going to add more value for you? We're feeding forward. You know, if you've known me for a while, you know, I always use this. Feed forward is where you're looking at how I can use the experience of today to feed that forward to make more of a difference and an impact in the world. And that's why you're here. As you're wanting to find out how can I grow to the level of confidence on camera where I can be making more of a difference in the world. And you're a spiritual being having a human experience, so you're growing. So each time you do a Facebook Live this week, you're going to grow. And you're going to say to yourself, what can I do tomorrow that will make more of an impact to my community? You with me? Now, why do you think people use thumbs up? Again, it's engagement. Thumbs up, guys. Can I have a thumbs up? Can I have some love? And I always joke about it. I'm like, oh, guys, I'm not seeing any love. Let's go back to the Facebook group. Am I getting any love from the Facebook group? Has everyone left? Ah, full disclosure, my mom's watching. Can we say hi, Mom? I see my mom saying, Mom's on 7. That's awesome. You're amazing. Okay. Trick chat. Awesome. We've got some, it's asking for a password. I don't have one. Okay. So here's the thing is that you're always learning. So I need to sort out the whole password, enter into the implementation group. Michelle, I'll definitely sort that out for you in a moment or maybe tomorrow. Love, 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 love you, Nada. Okay, awesome. Hi. My mom says hi. You know, my mom, she is amazing. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. She's given me the space just to be me. You know, anyway, we're not going to talk about who I was when I was growing up, but I was a very different person, and she just loved me. She just loved me. So she gave me that gift of, there's no greater freedom. That's why I say to you guys all the time, what I want to create in my community is that space where you're just loved for you. Wherever you are is okay. You know, you're doing the very best that you know how. And there's no judgment in this group whatsoever. No judgment. Your Facebook Live is going to be awesome. No judgment whatsoever. It's all about you growing and creating a space for other people to grow and to contribute. Are you ready for your mirror work? Oh, why have some people left? Now that we're doing mirror work, I see some people have left the Zoom. Some people, I see the Facebook numbers have gone down. No, that's a joke. No one's left. Ah, someone's just left. Sometimes people leave because of signal, not because of what you're saying. So it's not always personal. Or maybe they have to cook dinner. You know what I really want to do one day is that I'm talking, but you guys are getting your mirrors. Okay? Yeah, that's right. I'm waiting for you. Go get your mirrors, guys. one of these days, I really want to see. You know what I love with Zoom? A great way to involve everyone is you call to what they have behind them. You call to what they're wearing, or you call to. Sometimes I see people who have their partners walk by, but I love it, especially if I know the partners. I'm like, hey, how's Mike doing? I miss Mike. He needs to come and say hi. Or, oh my God, I love your books behind there. That looks so awesome. I love what you're wearing. I love your quote there, Linda. Let me see who else I can pick on. Everyone else has got faces. They don't have their faces. All right. Some people don't have their faces because they might be on the metro in public transport. And maybe some people are uncomfortable maybe with what they look like, or maybe they're just checking their recipes, or something like that, which is cool as well. So can I see those mirrors? Can I have yes, I have my mirror in the comments. Let's see. We've got some people liking the live, but do you have your mirror? Can I have a yes? I have my mirror. Got some thumbs up. Awesome. Who's got the biggest? Size matters, and how you use it. And that's what we're going to do today. Right. Concentrate, Connie. Clemence, do you like my mug? Do you want to see what's on the other side of this mug? If you're still on the live, at the end, I'm going to show you what's on the other side of this mug. That's a good strategy to get you guys to stay. People always do that, especially on like sales calls. Oh, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you 4 tips on how to be confident on video. And then at the end of the video, they're like, right, and then sign up for my program and I'll tell you 4 tips on how to be confident on camera. Anyway, so if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you what's on the back of this mug. But I really will. It's worth it. All right, so we're going to do this mirror work exercise. Who of you have done it before? Thumbs up. Can I have some love in the Facebook Live? Yeah. Some of you have done it. Some of you have said to me you've done it a few times and you don't like it. You're going to be one of 3 people. You're going to find this exercise really comfortable, or you're going to be like, yeah, it's not bad. Like the exercises is kind of like a cyclic process. So maybe in some of the moments it's going to be comfortable for you. Some of the times it might be uncomfortable for you. So and some of the times you just may not like it at all. So you're going to be green, yellow, or red. Okay. Where are you at now? Do you think green, yellow, or red? Didi doesn't have a mirror. Didi, if you have a phone, if you grab your phone, I see some people are writing red. That's okay. It's okay. Depending on the day, it depends on whether I'm red, yellow, or green. And it does change, because that's what's interesting about life, is that one day when you look in the mirror, and when we say mirror, I'm talking about life as well. When you're having a meeting, or when you're having a conversation, or you're having anything that happens to you, that same situation can happen the following day, or like a month earlier or a month later, and you handle it completely differently. Because you've expanded, you've grown, you've changed, you're experiencing different things. Mercury is in retrograde, or whatever is happening, different things happen and you experience different things. Okay, so wherever you are is okay. My mom says she's all of them, red, yellow, and green. It's okay, Mom, you can be all of them. You're allowed to be whoever you want. We all love you. All right. So we're going to take hold of our mirrors and we're going to begin the process. My invitation is that you keep looking at yourself in the mirror, even if it's uncomfortable, okay? There's going to be one part in the middle that I'm going to invite you, if you want to, if it's easier, to close your eyes. Close your eyes and then open your eyes again when I ask you to open your eyes again, but look straight back into the mirror if you can. You'll know we complete very simply when I say, okay, it's time for you to put the mirror down. By the way, guys, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, no, we've got some people shaking their heads. Oh, which is which? Oh, she says, not sure which colors is which. Red is you're not happy with being in the mirror. Yellow is you're like comme ci, comme ça, which is, you know, like what's half. And green is, yeah, you're happy, you're very, very comfortable. Like a traffic light. Green is go. Yellow is stopping, and then red is stop. I think. I haven't driven in a while. I've forgotten. All right. So let's have a look. Take out your mirrors. Let me see. How can I do this so you can look at me? Well, you're not supposed to be looking at me, so look at your mirrors. Doesn't matter where I'm putting my face. All right. All right, so let's begin. And the invitation is you keep looking at yourself in the mirror the whole time. Keep looking at yourself until I invite you to put the mirror down. Taking the time now just to look. Noticing what you're thinking. Noticing how you're feeling. Noticing how these feelings are felt within your physical body. And noticing if these thoughts are new thoughts or if they're old thoughts. Thoughts you've always had about yourself. Thinking about when they originally came from. When was the first time you remember thinking these thoughts about yourself? And now I'm inviting you to look into your eyes. You may want to bring the mirror closer so you can look more deeply. And I'd like you to look deeper into your eyes than you may ever have before. And they say that the eyes are the window to the soul. So you begin to see your soul. And if it's easier for you, you can close your eyes, imagining what's behind your eyes. What's your soul? What's that light? What's that truth? What is that deep expression of you? What is the real you? And as you're seeing that spark, that truth, that soul, you notice that all the important people in your life come stand next to you. And you see into their eyes. You see their beauty, their soul, their truth. You see who they truly are. The spark of life that they are. And then you notice that all the people in your community come and stand next to you. Could be people that you work with. Could be your tribe in your company. And you see into their eyes, seeing their truth. And then you notice all your future colleagues, all your future clients. You see yourself on camera. You see yourself on stage. You see yourself looking into the eyes of the people you are speaking to. And you notice that there's this beautiful connection between you and all the important people in your life, all your clients, all the people watching your videos. And you see this connection, it's like an infinity sign. You see yourself expressing your truth and them feeling that expression of you. And if your eyes are closed, I'd like you to open them now, again, looking into your eyes again. And if you feel safe to do so, I'd like you to imagine that your soul is speaking to you. And I'd like you to repeat after me. Looking into your eyes, imagining your soul is speaking to you, saying, I love you. I really, really love you. I see you. I honor you. You are perfect. You are whole. You are complete. Just the way you are. You don't need to do anything to be good enough. who you are is good enough. It is safe. It is safe for you to express your truth. It is time. Now is your time to fully express all of who you are. I love you. I really, really love you. Zooming out and looking at yourself again. Noticing what you're thinking. Noticing how you're feeling. How your feelings are felt within the physical body. And slowly, when you're ready, taking 3 deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Bringing your awareness back into the room. And when you're ready, slowly put the mirror down. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I'd like you to write the answers down. I would invite you to do it in the chat or in the comments so that people can feel that they're not alone. Maybe they resonate with some of the things that you have shared. If you don't feel comfortable to do that, not a problem. You can write your answers in your journal. One of the things I'm going to invite you to do, if it is your wish and will, is to get a camera journal. Something that you can refer to during the course of the 5 days. If you're already walking with me, you know that I recommend that you have a journal anyway. So what you can do is you can take out your business journal, whatever it is, however you choose to process the information over the next 5 days is up to you. So I'm going to ask you 3 different types of questions in different series. The first question is, when you were looking at yourself in the beginning, what were some of your thoughts? And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to write them in the context of the present tense and starting with you, for example. So you are looking old, look at all your wrinkles, try and keep it in the present tense, okay? So all the thoughts that you remember having, writing them down. Going back and reflecting, like, how did those thoughts make you feel? And if any of those thoughts were new, maybe they're the first time that you thought them today, or maybe there's some thoughts that have been coming up for you for years? And in the chat, in the comments, I'd like you to write down if you've ever done any videos before, like any Zooms, or like, tell me what type of videos you're on. Like, I'm assuming you're on this course because you're wanting more confidence on a camera form. Are you wanting to do interviews? Are you looking for confidence on camera, Facebook Lives, online courses, maybe just video chats with people? You know, now with confinement, we have to speak to people. Maybe one or two of you are now on dating apps, and you need to, you know, whenever you're looking at yourself in the camera and you're having a conversation, these types of thoughts come up as well. What type? Okay, Google Meet, yeah, Zoom, FaceTime, yeah, absolutely. And to delve deeper into it, my question is, are some of the thoughts that you had with the mirror exercise, are they the same? Do they generalize across different platforms? Or when you see yourself on video, what are some of those thoughts that you have on FaceTime, on Zoom? You know, do you still feel like, oh, I'm tired, or, you know, people are going to judge me, or are those thoughts transferable? Because your challenge today is going to, we're still with the first part of the questions. We're almost beginning to complete. Your challenge is going to do to be a Facebook, to do a Facebook Live. And it's not so much about what you're saying on the Facebook Live, because actually what you're going to do is you're going to talk about your favorite book. Okay, and you're gonna give me 3 reasons why you love the book. It could be something like, I've got Daring Greatly over here, Brene Brown. It could be Think and Grow Rich. It could be Joe Dispenza. It could be a story that you're reading your kids. You know, sometimes those books are awesome. But we're not going to be listening to the words. We're not going to be judging you. You're doing it because we know we're holding the space for you to look at yourself and to become aware of, okay, so what are some of those thoughts? Because awareness is your power. And unless you know where you're not in alignment with your fullest expression, unconsciously, you're still going to be vibrating out in that frequency. So that's why you're having some fun. You're thinking, yeah, okay, I want to do a Facebook Live because I don't know what some of the other, what some of the unconscious limiting beliefs are that are still stored within me that my soul now wants me to release. You see, if you see it from that perspective, and you're just noticing. So today is about conscious observation. What is it called? Observer consciousness, conscious observation. Joe Dispenza calls it meta recognition or something like that. Do you guys know? What does he call it? Is it meta recognition? Meta. Anyway, he has a fancy word for just observing. Observing without judgment. It's okay. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel that, you know, people aren't really listening to you. What are some of those thoughts? And the second part of questions I'd like you to think about is when I was asking you to connect with your soul, what was important about that? What came up for you as valuable? Why was it important to see that behind your eyes is your truth, is the real you? And more importantly, when you were asked to connect with people on the other side of the screen, what was important about noticing that actually you are divinely connected to people on a level that is deeper? And what was it like to hear the words of the soul? I love you. You're perfect. When you present yourself on camera, you're perfect. Just the way you are. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to change anything. It's safe for you to fully express your message now. It's okay. It's now your time. What would shift if you saw the camera as that gift? Metacognition. Thank you, Medi. And then did anything shift in the third part of the exercise where you were able to look at yourself again? Did you see yourself through the eyes of the soul? Because everything outside of you is an illusion. You know, what's very interesting is the other day I cut my finger. Can't even see where it is. And within like 3 days, it was completely healed. I thought to myself, my God, the body is amazing. It's always changing. Like, you guys are the scientists here, but I think the body changes within 3 weeks. You're completely different. Like the skin's different. You've changed. You've basically created new. Anyway, I'm not a scientist, but I know that a lot shifts, right, within 3 weeks. And the only reason why we still look the same, the only reason we still act the same, is because we're still thinking the same thoughts. And I'm reading some of your comments, and you're saying how, you know, if you say, oh, I feel this, I look like this, it accentuates it and amplifies it. Like I said to you in the beginning, you know, that which you resist persists, that which you focus on amplifies. So what if we were to begin to see the camera from a completely different perspective? I'd like you to forget anything and everything anyone has ever told you about the camera. Everything. What you should do, how you should dress, what you should look like, how you should speak. The next time you're in front of the camera, you're going to communicate from a very different space, that authentic space within you. What would shift, do you think? I'd love to hear from you. And the reason why we always ask for comments is that if people are disengaged, they can engage again. So in the chats, in the comments, like, what would shift if you really began to see and to communicate from this space? Now, a lot of you might be in a space where you've been doing this and you have been communicating from that deep space. The question becomes, what's deeper for you? How are you now going to amplify your message? Because remember, you can only inspire to the level that you have grown. So how is it that you can use the camera over the next 5 days to expand within yourself, expand your message, expand your awareness? So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, put them in the comments, because we're going to begin completing. And what I'd love to hear from you guys is in the Zoom, in the group, what we're going to do is we're going to go to private questions and answers. So if you want to join the Zoom, just put in the comments on the Facebook, yes, join the Zoom, and I'm going to add you guys in. And then we'll do some private Facebook chats. But I just want to have a look and see if there are any comments before we begin to complete. And anything I don't see, of course, I'm going to answer a bit later. So your challenge, guys, is to do a Facebook Live in the next 24 hours. Actually, you know what I'm going to invite you to do? If you're not too tired, I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I'm super tired. Yeah, me too. That's one thing I noticed. It's like, when did I get this wrinkle? It was a new thought. But everything outside of you is an illusion, right? Everything outside of you is about judgments. And it all comes from outside. And I know you're watching this video because you now want to express the truth of who you are, and that can only be expressed when you're living the present moment. And only in the present moment can you connect with your soul. So the question becomes, we'll talk more about it during the week. How can we connect in the present moment, and how can we communicate clearly? How can we communicate that message? And also, if there's something that you really want to know, please share it in the comments. Please share it in the chats. Even send, I know a lot of you are connected with me on WhatsApp. Send me a WhatsApp, say, Connie, you know what? Great first session, was awesome. You know what I really am desperate to know is how to do lighting, how to effectively communicate, how to authentically communicate. I don't know, like what it is. What do you want to know? I have like this much amount of information to share with you guys. I have 5 days. So tell me what it is specifically that you're needing in your journey with regards to the camera at the moment. Okay. So, did you guys have a good time? Yeah. Can I have some love in the Facebook as well? You know what is awesome? I see that we have 35 comments. I'm super happy. Like the external me, that's such an illusion. I shouldn't be happy with the 35 likes. I should be happy with comments like I feel more relaxed and lighter energy. But the first thing that we do, the first thing, and it's interesting because the first is always the it's like the outside, right? You have to, and this is so interesting, I'm just getting this information now. You have to look before you can see. Deep, right? You have to be aware before you can transform and express. Very interesting. Okay. Yes, to join the Zoom. Okay. Yes. All right. So last thing I'm going to ask you to yes in the chat, in the comments, is if you are committed to doing the challenge. Laura, you and your cat. You see, I'm bringing her back in, Laura. Your cat's always with us. Are you committing to the challenge? Yes or no? Yes or no? Are you committing to the challenge? Can I have a yes to the challenge? Yes to the challenge, or the no to the challenge? I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Oh, that would have been a tough one. If everyone's like, no. I'm like, okay, it's okay. Where you are is okay. And I'm also going to share the Zoom link. Okay. All right, guys. One thing that you found very valuable today. All right, share in the chat. Share. We're completing now. One thing that you found really, really important. What was important? And when I say one thing, I've got another question for you guys. What I've started doing in a lot of my training programs is we have accountability partners now. And the feedback has been absolutely astronomically amazing. An accountability partner is someone over the next 5 days that you want to just like hold the space for the person, because I can guarantee you today you might be excited, / maybe you're like a yellow or a green, but by Friday or Wednesday, you might be like, no, I don't want to be doing a Facebook Live. And they're just going to hold the space for you to discuss through it. Okay. So if you want a yes to an accountability partner, there's some comments in the private Zoom. You guys are super funny. Can we have a yes to an accountability partner? And I'll connect you guys. So yes to an accountability partner. Okay. And what do the experience with the mirror? Yeah, it's a super, super powerful exercise, this mirror work. I've been doing it for 5 years. Louise Hay, actually, she proposed it. And when I started my journey with Louise Hay, definitely hashtag follow her. She's unfortunately passed away now, but she got loads of stuff on mirror work in on YouTube. Buy her book, You Can Heal Yourself. Don't know if any of you have read a book, You Can Heal Yourself by Louise Hay. It's really good. I should be referring it more. It's super, super amazing. Okay, so I think we're going to complete. You've written a couple of things for me in the chat. You've written that you're in for an accountability partner, you're in for the Zoom, and you're in for the challenge. And you've written down what you found valuable. Here's something that I've done that doesn't add value. Don't give too much information out at once. You want to give one thing. I've given a lot of information like, say yes, do this, do this. No. People get confused. I got too excited. I was like, oh, how about you do this? How about you do this? How about you do this? Keep it simple, stupid. Okay. So you can now leave if you want to. Thank you. I've had an amazing time. You're still on the Facebook Live. This is the last thing. Do you want to see what's on the other side of my mug? Yeah, can I have a thumbs up? Right. I don't know if you can read it. I had a meeting this morning with somebody who came into the office. I'm in my office in Paris, and they have a coffee machine and they have mugs and everything's super professional here. I was like, oh, what's this? What's this mug? There's a heart. So I saw it like this from the distance, and I was like, oh, what's it? Maybe I love New York or I love Paris. And then I read it. I was like, okay, I'm going to take this mug. Guys, you've been awesome. I love you. If you're in the Zoom, stay on the Zoom. We're going to have a private chat. If you're on Facebook, thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Big kisses. Mwah. Bye, guys.